back, she leans back. If you take a sip of your drink, she does the exact same. Her body is trying to sync with your dominance. Mirroring shows that she's subconsciously following your direction. Here's how this usually shows up. A man stays structured and grounded. The woman notices this and then begins to adjust her movements to match his pace.
Lastly, we can't forget the impact of mirroring and body language. The video illustrated that women often subconsciously mirror your gestures and movements when they're in sync with your energy. This powerful form of communication is not just about what you say. It's about how you present yourself. Confidence and authority can draw people in and make them feel attracted to you before they even realize why.
Fair use disclaimer. The content of this video is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. We may incorporate clips, quotes, and other materials from various sources into the Deep End podcast under the fair use doctrine as outlined in Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Fair use allows for limited use of copyrighted material without obtaining permission from the rights holders, primarily for commentary, criticism, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. We aim to foster discussion and provide insights into the topics of masculinity, relationship, and anti-simping dynamics. All trademarks and copyrights are the property of their respective owners. If you're the copyright owner and have concerns about this video, please contact us directly. Thank you for your understanding and support. Enjoy the video.
They been talking on the low, I've been quiet taking notes. Now I'm walking through the door like I bought the whole floor.
Hey, everyone. I just watched a fantastic video about recognizing your own value and understanding the powerful signals you send out, and I couldn't agree more with the message. It's time to own your presence and understand how others perceive you, and I'm excited to unpack this with you. In today's fast-paced world, it can sometimes feel like we're constantly seeking validation from others. But the reality is, understanding your true worth can completely change not just the way you see yourself, but how the world interacts with you. Let's dive into some key points that highlight why recognizing and owning your value is essential for personal growth and successful social interactions.
Hi guys, most men are fighting a battle they've already won. They spend their lives chasing validation while completely missing the signs that they already actually hold the power. If you don't recognize your own value, the world will treat you like you don't have any. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand and how to own that position. And if you're one of those men who already feels this shift but doesn't fully understand why people respond to you the way they do.
When it comes to self-worth, the first point that struck me was simply this: you're already winning. Too often, we find ourselves chasing validation without truly understanding our inherent worth. This journey begins with self-awareness. When you recognize your value, it transforms not only how you perceive yourself, but also how others perceive you. A confident individual naturally draws people in, creating a ripple effect of positivity in their relationships.
So what's the signs you're more attractive than the vast majority of other men? I'm about to lay them out for you. Number one, people stop talking when you walk in the room. What I've noticed is that a lot of guys, actually no correction, a lot of people think silence is extremely awkward and they get extremely uncomfortable with it. They feel the need to fill the space with a lot of nonsense because they're seeking approval. But when you're highly attractive, your presence carries a weight that forces people to adjust. Psychology calls this the halo effect. And then essentially, people subconsciously assume that because you look the part or because you are attractive, you must be important and carry other high-value traits. Here's the truth. They're not just looking at you, they're waiting for your lead. If you notice the energy shift the moment you enter into a space, there's your sign right there. Let that silence work for you. You don't have to break the silence, you need to hold the silence. Imagine walking into a room and feeling that from the room collectively. You don't have to be loud, you don't have to be attention-seeking, you don't have to be demanding attention. Your energy itself takes over the room. The downside to not recognizing this is that you become the guy who overinvests. You start talking too much to prove that you belong in a space that you've already won. This is where guys who lack structure miss it. They get massively uncomfortable with the power they have, so they give it away by seeking a reaction. They look for a nod or a smile or some type of sign that says they're welcome. But a guy who leads with certainty understands that his presence is the main event.
Next, let's talk about the power of presence. The video highlighted how, even in silence, our presence speaks volumes. This is an incredible insight. Your mere existence can command attention and respect. People notice your energy, even when you're not verbalizing anything. This halo effect, as discussed in the video, is not just an abstract concept. It's a tangible reality that works in your favor. By understanding and cultivating this presence, you can create powerful social dynamics that lead to better interpersonal relationships.
Number 2, women hold eye contact and then look away fast. This is a classic involuntary response. She wants to see if you'll notice her, but the moment you catch her, she feels exposed. I can't tell you guys how many times I see this play out constantly in social settings. A woman will glance at you, hold it for a second too long, and then divert her attention back to her phone or her friend or her drink. She's checking to see if she caught your eye as well. The pattern I keep seeing, but a man without structure internalizes this as though she's not interested. They assume they're being judged, but in reality, she's acknowledging your attractiveness without trying to be too obvious about it. Think about what a woman says to herself in that moment. She looks at you and then realizes that she's been looking at you a little bit too long. She gets nervous because she starts wondering if you notice the tension. If you look away first, you tell her that you don't feel like that you're worthy of that attention. You tell her that you don't believe in your own dominance and masculinity. A lot of guys don't realize the importance of eye contact. This plays out beautifully when you're at like a coffee shop or you catch her staring, and instead of looking down or looking away, you hold it. You smirk slightly because you know exactly what's happening. That shift in her energy, the way that she starts fidgeting because she's nervous, is all evidence of your power.
One of the most exciting elements covered was eye contact. The emphasis on eye contact as a sign of attraction and interest cannot be overstated. When someone maintains eye contact with you, it shows confidence. And this is particularly significant in social interactions. Furthermore, women often use glances to express interest. So understanding this body language can completely shift your perspective on attraction and connection.
Number 3, you get compliments on your vibe rather than just your face. Women who lack standards will focus on surface level traits, but a woman who's truly attracted to you will say things like, there's just something different about you, or she'll tell you that you're easy to talk to. That's because she's reacting to both your energy and your composure. It shows that your attractiveness is integrated into your personality. Listen, if women are telling you that you're different, believe them. But from what I see, a lot of guys treat these compliments as just flirting as opposed to signs. They don't realize that she's describing a feeling of safety and comfortability. She's saying that you're a man she's able to trust to lead. When she says you have a confident vibe, she's saying she feels herself being pulled towards you. If you downplay this, then you essentially kill the attraction. You're telling her you're just like the majority of other guys who don't know their worth. Number 4.
Now, let's delve into the compliment factor. How often do you brush off compliments? The truth is, when someone compliments your vibe, they're acknowledging something deeper. They're recognizing an attractive aspect of your personality. Compliments indicate safety and attraction. Thus, embracing them can empower you further. Remember, every compliment you receive is not just a fleeting remark. It's a reflection of the value you bring to your interactions.
Number 4, men are either very respectful or strangely competitive around you. Other men are the best mirror for your own value. When a man sees a leader, he either aligns himself with him or he tries to outshine them. You might notice a guy introducing you to everyone in the room, or you might see a guy suddenly trying to tell a better story than yours. Both reactions confirm that you're the standard. And the interesting part is, this particular dynamic shows up most clearly when women are present. Men instinctively recognize social dominance. If you're being sized up, it's because you're a threat to their ego. The consequence of ignoring this sign is that you let other men dictate everything. If a guy tries to one-up you and you get reactive, then you essentially lose. You show that your value's dependent on his opinion. But if you stay grounded and let him act a fool, everyone in the room sees who the real leader is. He's busy trying to get attention, but you're the one holding it.
The next point is equally powerful: respect from other men. In the video, the idea that men perceive you based on your confidence and leadership qualities was highlighted. If you maintain a grounded demeanor, especially in competitive situations, you radiate a sense of calm and authority. This resonates not only with women, but also with other men, who will naturally look to you as a leader.
holding it. Number 5, women find reasons to be in your physical space. They'll join a conversation you're in or stand next to you at a bar when there's plenty of room everywhere else. They're gravitating towards your energy. But a lot of guys think that this is a coincidence, and it's not. If she's positioning herself within your reach, she's inviting you to lead. But a lot of guys mistake her close proximity for just sheer coincidence. But women don't purposely position themselves near men unless they want to. She'll do things like stand close enough to let you feel her presence. She's basically waiting on you to own that space between you two.
Let's shift our focus to the importance of personal space. Have you ever noticed how people gravitate towards you? This is often a subconscious signal of attraction. Women in particular tend to physically move closer when they're interested, which is a clear invitation for you to take the lead. Recognizing these dynamics can help you navigate social environments with confidence.
Number 6, people assume you've got endless options. A woman might say, I bet you say that to every girl. Or a friend might ask how many women you're talking to. They assume this because you don't act desperate. You don't chase validation because you expect attention. You demand it. And this creates social proof. People want what's already wanted. The more you act like a man who's able to walk away, the more people want to keep you. That's the part that creates tension. When a woman thinks she's competing for your time, she starts to value it more. If you give it all away for free, she stops seeing you as a challenge. She needs to feel like she's earned your presence and focus. The men who are too available are the ones who never get chased.
Another remarkable takeaway from the video was the concept of the endless options mindset. By projecting that you have choices in your interactions, you create an allure that makes others value your attention even more. This is a psychological principle. When people feel they have to compete for your interest, it raises your perceived value significantly, leading to more fulfilling relationships.
Get chased. Number 7, women mirror your body language. If you lean back, she leans back. If you take a sip of your drink, she does the exact same. Her body is trying to sync with your dominance. Mirroring shows that she's subconsciously following your direction. Here's how this usually shows up. A man stays structured and grounded. The woman notices this and then begins to adjust her movements to match his pace.
Lastly, we can't forget the impact of mirroring and body language. The video illustrated that women often subconsciously mirror your gestures and movements when they're in sync with your energy. This powerful form of communication is not just about what you say. It's about how you present yourself. Confidence and authority can draw people in and make them feel attracted to you before they even realize why.
Authority and confidence will always lead the dynamic because she feels controlled in his presence. You see this happen when a man is truly comfortable in his own skin. He doesn't have to act. He just simply exists, and everything around him adjusts to this pace. A lot of guys miss these signs because they're looking for logical explanations, but attraction is not logical, it's psychological. It's about how you make people feel even when you're not trying. If you recognize these patterns, stop second-guessing yourself. You've already won. Now you just gotta lead. If you saw yourself in even 2 of these signs, you don't need more effort. You need structure.
Thanks for joining me in this deep dive. Remember, recognizing these signs is just the first step. Owning your worth is where the real transformation happens. You have the power to shape your interactions and command respect simply by acknowledging and exuding your value. Go out there, embrace your unique qualities, and lead with confidence. You're already on the path to becoming the high-value person you were meant to be. In conclusion, the exploration of self-worth and the signals we project is a journey that not only enhances personal growth, but also enriches our relationships with others. Let this be a reminder. You are worthy, and the world deserves to see you shine.
Had to get it from the concrete. Came in without it, can't leave without it. Tired of being doubted, I'm trying to push. Wasn't getting no attention, worked so hard, they ain't had no choice but to look. 10 years in, still getting warm, built strong, you ain't have what it took. You gotta be ready to ride this to the end of you. Let's get it. They said I wasn't enough, still hear their voices in my head saying that I wasn't good. Now I see them out, look them in